Delaware Camera is your #1 spot for all your camera needs, education, accessories, printing, and more. Located at 2635 Delaware Avenue in Buffalo. Visit cameraspot.com.
I'm on? Okay. Hey, true believers. Welcome to Tuesday Tech Talks, or Tech Tuesday, Tech Talk. So 4, 4, and 4. So
True Believer Tech Talk Tuesdays.
True believers. We got to abbreviate the believers, so everything's 4. I like 4s. Anyway, so we're coming at you today from upstairs as normal, and I'm here by myself because I'm all this show needs. Me.
That's right.
I'm it. We're going to do a Q&A. We're going to do some housekeeping first. And have you got the NFRCC and the underwater thing? Okay. All right. Thank you. So first, I'm going to start with our class. Our portrait class is tomorrow. The third class I think Joe is doing for us. It's on not on Zoom, but he has an online way that he does it. So sign up there. You go to our social media. It's all over there. You can click, sign up for the class. We got a bunch of other classes coming up. We got macro photography next week. Photo 101 is starting the week after that. And then we have a bunch of other classes. But if you go to our webpage, right in the front, there's a class button. Click there and it shows you all the classes. Speaking of that, we have an in-person film class on February 21st that Debbie Orange is doing. She's going to talk about film photography and why you should shoot film and what she likes about film and try to teach you about film and stuff like that. So that's February 21st. It's going to be a pretty limited class since it's our first in-person class, but check it out on our website. You know where to go. Go to our website or go to our link in the bio on Instagram, and that has all of our links as well. So you can sign for classes there, do all sorts of stuff there. Things coming up. NFRCC has a photo conference coming up in March 10th, 11th, and 12th. There used to be a thing called the Can-Am that they were kind of a part of, but this is a whole different thing that they're doing now. And I finally got a flyer from Sharon. I'm sure she's going to come on and talk about this at some point, as she came on before last fall and talked to us about what was in her bag. But she's a part of this NFRCC photo conference, which is going to be cool. It's always cool. Like going to learn, sitting in a classroom, learning from pros is always a great thing to do. So I highly recommend it. Go to nfrccevents.org, click there. There's a button and all that stuff. You can sign up for this conference there. It's over 3 days in Canada. If you want to take a little staycation, short vacay, it's there. So check that out. NFRCC. So friend of the store, Onion Studio, is having they're having an underwater workshop. What date is that, Will? Is it March 5th? Underwater workshop at the Saturn Club. Underwater photography workshop at Saturn Club. If you go to our Onion Studio's website, which is linked on our Facebook, you can sign up for the workshop right there. It's going to be pretty cool. And I think you don't have to bring any of your own equipment. I think they provide the underwater camera, housing, all that stuff, and they'll teach you how to make cool images underwater, which I think is very exciting, especially in Buffalo, where, we don't really have these things because it's cold part of the year here. So he's going to do it they're going to do it at the Saturn Club, and it's going to be pretty cool. So I'm pretty excited about that too. Thanks to Stephen Gabris for bringing that to my attention, which is pretty cool. So Onion Studio Underwater Photography, March 5th. There you go. So anyway, I bet you might be wondering what this is on the table. It is a Apple box. And an Apple box is a photographic tool? Is it a photographic tool or just a hardware tool? What are we talking? What is this, Will?
I would say an accessory.
Yeah.
Your photo.
Yeah, so basically when you're on a shoot, the Apple box will fill in all the blanks for you, basically. So it comes in a setup like this, so it's easy to transport, and it's kind of like a Russian doll kind of thing. It's got all these different pieces in it. So if you need to balance something, sit on something, basically make something work, an Apple box is good for that. So I asked Stephen Gabris, the aforementioned Stephen Gabris, what an Apple box is good for. I asked him for 5 things. Stephen gave me 11 things, and I'm going to go through them right now because Why not? Anyway, so things an Apple box is good for, according to Steven. Oh yeah, so headshot. So if you gotta equalize the size of someone's a lot shorter than someone else, they can stand on the Apple box and, you know, get them to the same height. You know, if they're standing, you know, like it kind of looks weird sometimes when people are like, you know, one, you know, vastly taller or shorter than the other person. So that helps with that. Is he? Hi, Steven. Okay. To equalize height on a subject at a table, or to change the height of an item in a shot. So if you're trying to let's say, sorry, Will. If you're trying, what? What's up? When they have me over here, you are messing me up. Anyway, so let me go through the things that Steven mentioned. Headshots. If the subject is taller, you can equalize the height. To pigeon plate a light or camera low. To equalize height on a subject at a table. To change the height of an item in a shot. A portable step stool. Portable chair. You can like kind of stack this as a chair. Portable table. For blocking for packing, stacking boxes and bags of gear to keep things from sliding around, which is cool. So if you need a place to put stuff, you can put it right in here, which is cool. According to Steven, many people think a roller case or a Pelican makes you a real photographer. An Apple box makes you a real photographer, according to Steven Gabbers. So thank you, Steven, for that. I'm gonna skip around here, even though he gave me a bunch of good things. One of the things he said, reasons to use an Apple box, is because Stanley Kubrick used Apple boxes. So if you know who Stanley Kubrick is, he used Apple boxes. So there you go. So, but we have them in the store. We've had them for a while, and I just haven't really like sat down with them. This is the first time I've opened one. So if an Apple box is something you can use on a shoot, when you're out in the field, we have them here in the store. And I'm going to pack this back up real quick because it's that easy. Very easy to transport, very versatile. So it's kind of like having like a multi-tool, but in a box, an Apple box. So I don't know if you can put apples in here, but it's called an Apple box. So all right, let's close this up.
My lunch in here?
Your lunch is in here, but you put it in here 3 weeks ago, so it's gone bad. So an Apple box. So we have Apple boxes in the store, so sorry. Let me get rid of this. So we're gonna go to the Q&A section of the show. Anyway, I solicited some questions today for the Q&A section of the show. I kind of want to make this part of the show, like have more Q&A stuff. People ask questions, we informally answer them. I know a lot about photography, but you know, my word is not law. So, you know, if you disagree with something I say, disagree. Feel free to disagree. Let's talk about it. Put it in the comments. All that stuff.
YouTube.
Yes, if you'd like to do that. So, Rooney, our intern, was up here, but Rooney has gone downstairs now. Left a couple of questions. I'm going to start with Rooney's questions. What's the best starter camera for learning photography? So, that's kind of a loaded question, I would say. It depends how much you want to invest, how far you think you're going to go with it. I think if you think photography is something that you'll do a lot of, that will affect how you, what you buy. If it's going to be like a strictly hobby for you, some sort of point and shoot camera I think is good, like the Canon ELPHs. They have those G7Xs, the Sony RX100s. Those are all good cameras that give you a lot of versatility. So they're point and shoot cameras, but you can also change like shutter speed, aperture, things like that. Not as much as a DSLR, but you still have that ability to do that. So if you want to get a little bit more creative with a smaller camera, that's a good camera to use for that. As far as yeah, it has a zoom fixed lens, so it'll have like a 20, the equivalent of a 24 to 70-ish zoom when you're using it. I mean, when I saw that question though, I was like, if you want to learn photography, what's a good starter camera? Your phone can be a good starter camera too, because your phone has a bunch of different ways it can shoot. Because depending on, photography is all about your eye, and your phone can display what your eye sees. So that's a good start, and you have it. So I think if you're getting into photography, like maybe a phone is a good way to start. But if you want to get a real camera, or quote unquote real camera, we have them too, SLRs, point and shoots, all that stuff. But like I said before, those like kind of like smallish point and shoots that have a lot of versatility are good as well. Another question Rooney asked was, how long has Delaware Camera been a store? Delaware Camera has been a store, what? All right. How long has Delaware Camera been a store? Since 1951. We've been in this same general location, but we've moved in the plaza several times. We were the whole plaza, then we were in the back of the plaza, and now we're back in the front of the plaza, and now we have 2 floors in the plaza. So 1951 is the short answer, or the long answer, or I don't know. We've been in this location though, the front of the plaza with Suite F, since 2006. Before we were in Suite C and D, but that was before I was here. I was here, but I wasn't here. Anyway, whatever. So 1951 is the answer for how long we've been in business. Another question, why don't my concert photos turn out when I'm sitting in the back row? So the simple answer to that is your lens may not be long enough, and there's not enough light. A lot of times at concerts, we think we can see what we want to see in the back row of a concert. We have our phone or whatever. The truth is, like, phones don't take really good pictures in low light. I mean, they'll get you something, but you go into a magazine and look at a picture there. That wasn't taken with a cell phone. I was taken with like a mirrorless DSLR, something like that. But a lot of times we want to capture our memories for ourselves, and we want that memory that we made, not what someone else shot. So the reason why I don't come out is because you're not close enough and there's not enough light, basically. And don't use your flash when you're in the back row of a concert, because the flash doesn't throw that far. It throws to the back of the head and the person in front of you. So, and it might ruin the picture actually too. I don't know if you've ever taken a picture with a flash at a concert and there's a big like white splotch in the front, because that's the back of the person's bald head in front of you. You don't want that picture. So anyway, that's why they don't come out at concerts when you're sitting in the back row. Even in the front row, they don't really come out, but that's besides the point. Anyway, best photo hikes in the area. Stephen Neff asked this question. So, as far as cool photo hikes that I like, we'll find it one day. Well, as far as what I like, I think the Eternal Flame is a good hike. It's easy. It's got the wow factor because you walk down this hill. It's a very short hike. You walk down this hill, then you walk back up the creek, and you find this this flame under a waterfall, which is really cool pictures. And make sure you bring a lighter with you if you're going to shoot pictures of the Eternal Flame. I wish I had a picture ready for this, but I don't have one. But sometimes when you go to the Eternal Flame, it's blown out, or it's not on fire. If you bring a lighter, you can put. It's something with the earth or something. I don't know. I haven't done my research, but you put your lighter in there, it lights it back up, and then you have the Eternal Flame. Eternal gas, I guess, is what we should call it, but because there's always gas there for the Eternal Flame. Someone asking a question? Okay, cool. Actually, speaking of Vicente, someone asked, "What's the best lens for street photography?" So I went to my experts, Tio, David, and Vicente Rondon. And I asked them what the best lens was for street photography. And they both said the 35mm, because that's kind of how you see. So you want your street photos to be what you see, and that's why they said that was the best lens for street photography. What is someone saying?
Vicente Rondon, the passionate one, says it's eternal gas. That's what I get when I have a good
Vicente's got jokes. So anyway, yeah. So Eternal Flame is a great hike. Stiglmeyer Park, if you've been there, is a good hike. A lot of birds there and stuff. I know Joe, our print wizard downstairs, has taken a lot of cool pictures of birds landing on his hands there. And they've got these cool these cool boardwalks where you can see a lot of stuff as well. It's a pretty easy hike as well. It's pretty flat, which is important too when you're carrying photo equipment as well. You know, you want to be comfortable and all that stuff. Other good hikes, Rhinestein Woods is cool. A lot of wildlife there. There's a cool lake in the middle of Rhinestein Woods where you can get these cool like pictures of like, birds on the lake and stuff, which I think is cool. It's a good, nice short walk, a lot of birds, a lot of scenery. There's a marsh over there. I'm not sure if that's called a marsh or whatever, but you can take cool pictures there as well. Other cool photo walks, Letchworth, of course, Allegheny, if you want to take a drive out there. They have lots of variety as far as what you can shoot there, from animals to foliage to... There's a castle in Allegheny, which is kind of cool. I don't know if you've been there. There's a pretty cool castle there. There's that rock part as well. There's like a rocks you can climb on, which is really cool. But there's a lot of great hikes in Buffalo. Another cool hike as well, before I'll mention it, is Art Park, the Art Park hike. So you drive up to Art Park, you park in Art Park, and you can walk along the gorge there and go underneath the Lewiston-Queenston Bridge, which is a really cool hike. You walk all the way almost to the Power Vista, which is really cool. You can take pictures of the dam over there. Is that what is the power plant? Really cool over there. So it's a really easy hike too. You know, it's very flat and everything. So very, very cool, easy hike. Lots of scenery. You can see the jet boats going by as well. The Whirlpool jet boats, which is really neat as well. But do not fall in, because that can be a problem. Anyhow, there's a bunch of hikes, Botanical Gardens, let's see, stuff like that. There's tons of great hikes in Western New York, even this time of year. So definitely get out there and hike. And with the snow on the ground, you get a new perspective on what you see, rather than having the same old green. The snow is a cool thing to take a picture of as well. Oh, the ice? I know Jeff Barnes got some. Shout out Jeff Barnes, got some really cool ones last year. Like when everything was frozen, it was really cool. So maybe we'll put some of those on our social media. So what else we got here as far as questions? Let's see. Some of these are too technical, so I'm not going to get into them. But one question that Debbie left was, how to get inspiration if you have none with photos? In my mind, using different perspectives of things you take pictures of all the time, like take a low angle of something, a really close up of something.
I think lens choices too.
Yeah, like
Fisheye lens or something.
exactly, like getting like a wide angle, shooting something kind of compressed if you have long lenses. A lot of people, they shoot things one way and then they don't, or like one thing I did a while ago too is like I had a 51.4, and I had a day where I shot everything in 51.4. No matter what it was, I just shot everything 51.4 and looked at it. It was kind of cool because sometimes you gotta you want that look, or if you have a lens that zooms, like shoot it in one kind of way, but shoot everything in that one kind of way. If you got a church that may be big, usually shoot that with a wide angle, get the long lens, walk half a block back and shoot the whole thing with the long lens. There's a lot of ways to do different things and get different inspiration and stuff like that. So I guess the moral of the story is to shoot stuff in different ways than you're used to, like, low angles, low light, different perspectives, stuff like that. Shoot your kids from right below their chins, I don't know, or shoot them right from the top of their heads, something like that. Shoot their ears, shoot the close-up parts of their faces and stuff, and put them all together. I think we had a little project here where Steven kind of did that, which was pretty cool. So if you're looking for inspiration, there's tons of different ways to get it. So, that's what I got as far as all that stuff. So hopefully we'll make this more of a part of the show. It's a little off script and stuff, but I think it'll be cool to take people's questions and answer people's questions as far as, what's up, Will?
Something wrong,
Oh, that is cool. Like, so maybe
I
give
came
people
up with that
maybe
idea
give people
to say,
ideas. Like,
it was me.
because speaking of that, we
I'm
just
joking, I'm joking.
put up a bulletin board. So if people have like events and stuff that they're trying to promote, we have a bulletin board right by our door where people can put stuff up there, and maybe we'll have a bucket of challenges and stuff.
He
So
says, yeah, that was a great idea. He said, write ideas on paper and dump them in a bucket. Make them outside your comfort zone. Shoot subject matter.
yeah.
You don't normally shoot.
Yeah, so there you go. So just get outside of your comfort zone, because even when you get back to your comfort zone, that will affect creativity inside your comfort zone. So good. Thank you, Vicente, for watching and contributing. That's awesome. Hopefully, Vicente, I know he has lots of fans in the world. He'll be coming back to do in-person classes with us. We're just trying to nail that all down and stuff. So hopefully that'll be happening soon. So we're looking forward to that as well. And as always, if you like this, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a enemy, tell your boss,
Tell a true believer, a true non-believer, a true believer.
tell that person you haven't talked to in a while about this show. Next week, I already have it planned out. We're gonna talk about neutral density filters and how they're cool. So I've been shooting a lot of stuff on the creek behind my house with neutral density filters. So I got some cool ideas as far as things we can do. There's tons of stuff you can do with neutral density filters, and we're going to show you all that stuff next week on the show. So,
What brand?
as far as what? ProMaster. We have ProMaster neutral density filters. That all next week, next Tuesday at noon. So we'll see you next week, and enjoy the week, and have a great day.
Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Delaware Camera is your #1 spot for all your camera needs, education, accessories, printing, and more. Located at 2635 Delaware Avenue in Buffalo. Visit cameraspot.com.